Carpe diem, seize the day. Today, we are going to do seize. All right. So, first of all, we just have like some B's to get through. This is Back to the Future, which it's on the Aurorus Apothecary label. It's just a little video game soundtrack of the Nintendo game Back to the Future. And we have Black Flag's Last Show from 1986. Another, I think I had a few of these. They were just kind of a thing. I'll try to get through this quickly today. Oh, I think this is tape. I don't remember. I think it's like some German funk music. It's not very good, actually. No, I'm sorry. No, this is good. It's got a bunch of stuff. Oh, yeah, okay. Never mind. It's like a compilation of stuff from Germany. Anyway, my friend's dad gave me about, 200 tapes at one point from Germany. Mobile Fidelity, they're all like bootlegs. Bootlegs of the shows that he would attend, like Einsters and the Neubauten mostly, and some Sonic Youth and things like that. This is Jan Steele with John Cage, voice and instruments. Steele, 1970s Antilles label. Pretty neat little thing. Okay, and Eno Kale, Wrong Way Up, the promo version. I can't provide Beethoven. This is another thing that I bought. I kind of got sort of on eBay, but it is from Germany. It's the German version of Monster Movie, and I actually bought it. I had my friend buy it on the German eBay and then save it to me for like a year and give it back to me. So, because I really wanted that. Eje Bemyasi, the French and I think British versions of that, and Future Days, the French version as well. Not much different about those. Can Flow Motion, I can't remember. I think Spanish version. I get a lot more Can, of course, in my other sections. My other section. Cannes, that is an Australian band. Another like little weird one where they actually dubbed over an existing tape to make it, which I think they do, quite a bit now, but this was like 1986 when they made this thing. I don't remember what tape Leatherwolf, I guess, is a Canadian, must be some Australian band or something. It seemed to be really from Australia. There's a bunch of random weird stuff in there. This is Capcom video game music from Japan. I've been getting into like original arcade compilations that they used to make in Japan. They are pretty like awesome to listen to. It transfers very nicely to tape. The sound quality from 8-bit is really nice. You can crank them up and they're fun. Let's see. Capital Steps is a group that my stepdad actually went to go when he was a lawyer on Capitol Hill. He would you would watch the Capitol Steps, but they're kind of a goofy political group, but they're kind of and a little bit heady, but they're fun, I guess. I'm a little disappointed that in this song "We Arm the World," they kind of avoid the next line being "We arm the children," which I think I'm disappointed they didn't go there, but that's okay. Let's see, George Carlin. Here comes some ton of John Carpenter tapes. Now, I've already had Halloween 2 like 5 years ago. That was the only one I had. But then all these other ones came up, 3 years ago or so. So Halloween, the re-release of Halloween 2, the re-release for Firestarter, the original 3, the re-release of 3, original 4, original 5. And then these are just like the Sigurd Bones ones, Escape from L.A., Assault Precinct 13, the box set, the new one, Halloween Kills, and the Lost Themes. So like just taking, and Halloween's ends up here, taking you all the way through the Carpenter releases for them. Catherine Wheeler, kind of like, I don't know, if Pink Floyd decided to rock out in the 90s or something, or if David Gilmour, I guess, if David Gilmour-esque Pink Floyd decided to. They're all right, I guess. This here is like a Vietnamese tape of, I don't know how you describe this. It's like from the 90s, I guess, 96 usually, 94. But like it's like a it's pretty crazy. Like it's like a radio play almost from, if you can imagine, from like if television was never invented. But then the bass playing on those is just crazy how like intricate, and you could get a lot out of the bass playing in those albums, or whatever their bass note instrument they have. I don't know. Okay, so more like the Bollywood I was talking about last time. Another of these Vietnamese ones. Charlie's kind of just like a hair metal band from like '83 that is fun to listen to. No apologies for listening and enjoying Charlie. Cherry Poppin' Daddies, I saw them in '95. The lyrics are kind of embarrassing on this album, but it's kind of cool because it's their demo, apparent, whatever. They were part of that wave of swing revival in the '90s, I guess. I saw them. All right. Of course, I danced like a complete doofus when they were playing, but that's all right. Let's see. I've got the Chipmunks. Here we go. This here is Chipmunks Born to Rock. Now, what I got into a number of years ago, like maybe 3 or 4, was the Chipmunks 16-speed. Alvin and the Chipmunks slowed down. So, and I actually produced this tape. I came up with a sequence for it. It's basically, if you go online and you go to Chipmunks 16-speed, you can listen to it, and it's slowed down, Alvin and the Chipmunks. So I don't know. I could sing some of it, but I think I'll spare you on that. But it's like Call Me by Blondie has a sort of goth sound. It sounds like, and it brings up a lot of mysteries about like whether they really sang it that slow, or they apparently really sang it, but was it that slow? I think there's a way of doing it to make it like sound okay, but then the instruments are obviously played at normal speed, and then the vocals are sped up somehow, so they're recorded separately, I think. In any case, like there's what's called the Sludge Fest, which is a bunch of songs. Let me, if I just look at this. Call Me, Walk Like an Egyptian, Heaven is Place on Earth. That one's really, really good. Heartbreaker, Venus, Betty Davis Eyes is the ballad. I mean, they're somehow really inspiring to listen to slow down. I mean, they could be a part of a movie soundtrack, I always thought. And so I had somebody actually help me make that tape, and then we made a number of copies, and I was maybe going to sell them or give them away or something, but because I kind of had to pay for them, but whatever, all in good time, I guess. I'm glad I made that tape. Chitty Babu, I think, was another. That's like Babu, except sometimes they combine the. I talked about him last time, and I said his name was Chitty Babu, but here he's Dr. Chitty Babu in one word. So I don't understand, but he's an excellent player of whatever that Indian instrument was. Here's another Vietnamese. I guess we're getting into some of these Vietnamese ones that are like pretty fun. What was this? It's a Flaming Lips tape. Okay, and this is the Shikoni Youth promo. That's pretty awesome and impressive, I guess. The Blast First version. I've got all 3. I've got the re-release, which I don't think there was a lot of the re-release ones from, when Sonic Youth released all their albums. They also do one for Shikoni Youth. And, of course, the U.S. version. I might have another version. I don't know. Clarence is one of the bands. What is that name of that? Oh, Team Beat. Yeah, Team Beat. Cocteau Twins 4AD catalog sampler. I'm glad to have that. I replaced this copy of Free Jazz by Ornette Coleman because I'm replacing all my dubs, and that was a dub. Oh, the Concord Pavilion. Now, 0.03% of you would even, which out of the people that are going to watch this video is nobody, would even know who this is, what this is. It's basically drum and bugle corps, which I marched in. And this is an early show at a pavilion in California that shows off mostly the Blue Devils and Santa Clara Vanguard. And I'm still following drum corps to this day, even though the Blue Devils have won just, I don't know, most of the championships. And so it's a boring activity now, but it's still, back in the day when I marched in these years, it was really thrilling. Blue Devils didn't win every year. But yeah, these shows were, this is great to have been able to find this. I don't know. It's a prized possession of mine. I got a couple more to find. The Canals are a decent. I like one of their songs. It's kind of a ballady song called 74, 75. This is kind of more early stuff. They're okay at this point, but yeah, they're a southern band with a nice feel to them. Okay, so what else we got? Bill Conti soundtrack. I'm not going to say. I don't have anything to say about Bill Cosby one way or the other. The Cost of Living is an early group of Nada Surf, actually. Nada Surf's first band. I think Nada Surf is probably a better band, but a random thing, I guess. What else can I talk about? Yeah, the Cramps. This is a Bad Music for Bad People Canada version. The Canada versions tend to be black. A lot more of the tapes tend to be black. A Cream single from the 70s with a pad coming off. What else notable here? Aleister Crowley's, somebody made that. Some Cure. Okay, The Cure. I don't know, for some reason they've been a topic the last couple of weeks. I've listened to a few of these things. Well, let's see if I got anything notable. There's a live one. There's, I don't know, both the British and US mixed up, which I already had, but I think these were in better condition. Oh, then the re-release of Lost Wishes. I also have the original Lost Wishes. And let's see. Tribute. I got into air conditioning, or no, I'm sorry, I got into Curved Air recently. They are a 60s group, but I recommend them. And finally, Cybertronic Spree is a Transformers cover band, and I would have to say that while the instrumentals are probably better than the hair metal ones, maybe, I guess, like a thicker guitar, but the vocals, they really just aren't able to do what they were able to do in the 80s with the singing. So, but it's fun to own that too. Okay, that'll do it for C's, and next week, of course, D's. And I'm listening to a lot to just kind of keep up with this.